South African politician calls for extradition of Bushiri to South Africa to answer cases. We have seen a very exciting thing that was done by Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, who is, I think, formerly EFF. When he went to Malawi and he was addressing some people, some gathering there in Malawi, he had to categorically say it out and say that there is a man who is wanted in South Africa who is supposed to be going or rather extradited to South Africa to to answer questions and to answer for cases that he has done back there in South Africa. So it is very interesting how these so-called papas and the prophets are always, swimming in issues of criminality, cases of criminality hanging over their heads. And instead, these are people that are supposed to be the role models. So it means the politicians in South Africa really want to see justice happening, but the wheels of justice are not turning because politicians will have to be interfering. Like what I said last time when we spoke about Shepherd Bushiri and his cases that he have to answer in South Africa. I spoke about Lazarus Chakwera, and I said that Chakwera and other politicians that are aligned to this guy, are they going to allow this man to be taken to South Africa to face justice? We don't expect that to happen. Because if Bushiri was just an ordinary Malawian, I'm telling you by now, he would be already gone to face justice. So if Bushiri is innocent, I don't see why there is a problem of taking him and he faces the law. And if he's acquitted, then he's acquitted, and then he goes back to his country. But because there is something, and of course, we do understand that also it involves other politicians in South Africa who also may not want him to come, although the courts and the like may want him brought back, but also politicians that were part of his scandals, they do not want to see him back there. Otherwise, they might find themselves in serious problems. So this is the problem that we continue to have, especially in Africa, with our politicians and our so-called men of God. They've just turned into wolves, serious wolves that they are pouncing on the people. They are just devouring the flock, and they don't care about it. Just check everywhere. With most of these people that are so-called prophets and stuff who are of these big names, they have issues that are surrounding them. They have issues of crime and criminology that has to do with them, and which is quite very unfortunate and sad that they continue to have big crowds following them while they have big crimes hanging over their head. And all those people, they don't see no evil, they hear no evil. And you can never change their mind. Papa's children, the children of the papas, I'm telling you, my God, you can't change them. No matter what happens, no matter what evidence can be put on the table, they will still tell you that it's persecution. They would still tell you that, no, it's a lie. It's whatever. But I'm telling you, it's not all persecutions, especially these cases that are happening. While, of course, persecution can happen to servants of God, I'm not refusing that. It happens. Persecution can happen. And you can also be, accused falsely of things because the devil just want to attack. Yes, it happens, but not up to the number of cases that we are seeing hanging over these people. It's not everyone, that every one of the cases that is just fraudulent. There are many, and some with evidence. Like if you look at Bushiri's own father, Hubert Angel, what did he do? You see, the gold mafia was a thing that happened just right on camera, right? The whole world watching, and who would want to turn around and say that was persecution? That was not. That was just something that was just clear. So we don't know what is going to happen with Bushiri as we continue to see pressure mounting on his extradition to South Africa, so he can go and answer cases that are hanging over him. But it's pathetic that in the body of Christ we have those that purport to be standing for Christ, preaching the gospel of Christ, being also involved in the same cases that politicians are involved in: crime, corruption, bribery, laundering, and all the like. It's all attached to them and to politicians at the same time. So one would ask themselves and say, are these men of God? Are these men politicians? Because they can be just politicians who have just decided to to call themselves men of cloth, and yet they are just politicians and are behaving like politicians. We are not saying that men of God cannot be politicians. No, men of God can be politicians. But once a man of God becomes a politician, they must then show the difference between the ordinary original politician and a politician who is also a servant of God, because we must see the fruits of the Spirit of God in that politician. That will be leading people in truthfulness, but it's not happening, and that's unfortunate and very sad. So we'll see what is going to be happening with Bushiri as pressure continues to mount, whether they will be able to take him to answer questions or not. But well, time shall tell. Thank you so much for joining me on the show. You are blessed.